publishing company founded by authors for authors. He's an award-winning Toastmaster evaluator, working from the Humorously Speaking Advanced Communication Series, assignment number 5, the Humorous Speech. The objectives are to use exaggeration to tell a humorous story, use effective body language, use vocal variety to enhance the story. His allotted time is 5 to 7 minutes. His speech title is Self-Conception, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Market Myself. Please, everybody, join me in welcoming Rob Archangel.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Pleasure to have you all this morning. I want to start off with a little bit of audience participation here, so I'll need a handful of volunteers just to read something. These are going to be a handful of job descriptions, and it's going to be, you'll read one and then I'll read one, and we'll go back and forth a little bit. So, first one, would you read that for us, David?
I was an underwater ceramics technician.
That's great. Another way to say that is, I'm a dishwasher. Great.
I am a petroleum transfer specialist.
Fantastic. Another way to say that, I pump gas. Kurt, would you read one for us?
I handle the day-to-day transactions as well as provide support for a multi-billion-dollar transnational corporation.
Man, you sound really important. Another way to say that is, I'm a cashier at McDonald's. Yeah.
I oversee all parts of a gambling institution in which over $1 million pass through each year. At some point or another, I deal directly with every dollar that passes through my doors, as well as directing a full set of permanent and temporary employees ranging from chefs to different charity volunteers nightly to game administrators.
Awesome. Man, you have a very important job. Another way, perhaps, that you could say that is, I manage a small bingo hall with no more than 3 paid staff at any given time. All right, and one more. Jen, would you read this for us?
I have a corner office with a view and drive a $370,000 company vehicle.
Sweet. Great gig. Sounds to me like a transit bus driver. All right, so what is the point of this lesson? Obviously, I want to get you laughing and think about this, but the title of this speech is Self-Conception, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Market Myself. How we think about ourselves and how we describe ourselves to others matters. It has an impact on how others perceive us and has an impact on how we perceive ourselves. The stories that play in our minds flow through us and impact how other people treat us, the respect that other people afford us, and helps contribute or not contribute to the success that we experience. For me, when I was growing up, I had this sense of marketing as a dirty word. I didn't want to be a salesperson. I didn't want to be somebody who was twisting your arm, a used car salesman. Get this, buy now, otherwise your life is going to be over. You need this right now, right now. I didn't want that sort of gig. And at some point in my life, I ended up working as this really cool, prestigious title. I was a sales and service representative for one of the largest credit unions in all of the metropolitan DC area. In other words, I was a teller at a credit union. And I had this title, Sales and Service Representative. I was comfortable with the service component of this job, but the sales part, not so much. I thought, what role do I have? Why should I tell somebody who says, hey, I want to cash my check, say, hey, have you thought about getting a car recently? We have auto loan rates as low as 1.99%. Or somebody comes to me and says, hey, I'd like to transfer money from my savings to my checking, and I say, hey, did you know that you can save a few dollars a month by signing up for our e-statements and you avoid your annual transaction fee for the printouts that you receive? Okay, I mean, that seems a little bit weird. But I spoke with my manager and eventually got to a point where I felt a lot more comfortable about it. And what she told me was, if you're a good salesperson, you have to believe in what you say. Zig Ziglar had a similar sentiment. You have to believe in what you're doing, otherwise you're just a liar. You're just a con and a manipulator. And so the goal with sales is not to force somebody into doing something they didn't want to do, but to identify a way that we might be able to contribute to them, to add value to their lives, and offer them something that's going to make their life easier, more satisfying, more rich, more successful. We have something to offer to them, and if we're going to be successful, we have to keep that service and that contribution in mind. And when we communicate as salespeople, if we do that effectively, for me, I was able to do it with integrity and feel good about that. One of the things that I remember coming across was, how do you give your elevator pitch? If you're marketing yourself, what do you want to do to communicate your message? How do you get people on board? Well, here's a bad way to do that. Somebody says to me, hey Rob, what do you do? And I say, well, I format a lot of documents. People will send me a Microsoft Word document, and I'll look at it and I'll change the font. I don't want it to be Arial, and I don't want it to be Times New Roman. I probably want it to be Helvetica. I want it to be Helvetica 12-point font, and I want to remove all the extraneous formatting, take the pictures, center them, put a little italicized line underneath them, and then eventually, that file is finished. Well, if you're not in the industry, who cares? I didn't even tell you what I did. What I do, actually, what I would say instead is, I manage a publishing company. I help authors who have completed manuscripts and who are interested in self-publishing reach their market without having to get bogged down in the details of self-publishing. I offer them ease and convenience so that when they are out there trying to accomplish their goals, they know that they have a professional team behind them to take care of all of the details that will enhance their credibility. That is a lot more powerful because it recognizes what I'm actually doing and the why behind it. It's not just the details of the technical parameters of what I'm working with when I'm formatting a document for Kindle or for CreateSpace. Instead, it's saying, hey, what matters to the person that I'm serving? What matters to my client? What matters to my customer? And what can I bring to them? In conclusion, remember, self-conception matters, marketing matters. Think about what you offer, feel passionate about it, recognize what we do. And if you ever find yourself in a position, don't say that, or rather, remember to say that you are a self-employed entrepreneur currently between ventures, considering multiple opportunities, and don't say, I'm currently unemployed and considering whether or not to put on pants today.
At this time, let's give 90 seconds for feedback on Rob's very humorous speech.